Hi, everybody. Welcome to A Cut Above, brought to you by the Southern Forest Products Association. As always, we have a great interview today. We're going to have a wonderful discussion with Francis Cooper, CEO of Cooper Machine Company. They are an associate member, big manufacturing equipment manufacturer. So, Francis, so happy to have you today.
I am so excited to be here.
And, I know that y'all are a big player in our space. We love having you as a member, but tell us a little bit about what you do as
Right.
CEO and what Cooper Machinery does.
So Cooper Machine's been around for 60 years as of January. So we're really excited to be celebrating the 60 years, which means my father has been here for 60 years, which is a very long time. But I am CEO, and so I've been around the business since I was a wee little child, but I've officially been here for about 15 years, and I've been CEO now for about 10. So,
And tell me a little bit about what Cooper does. I mean, this is in your blood, and we'll come back to that. That's a big
yeah.
question we always talk about. But what exactly does Cooper do in the Southern Pine and Forest Products supply chain? Where do you fit in?
So way back in the day, we kind of started with hardwood side, but as our customers change, so do we. So we do everything from merchandising systems to best known for our scrags. So we do a lot in the pallet space. And then we've got sorting systems and edgers and gang saws, all kinds of equipment in the sawmill space.
Yeah, crucial roles. Obviously, it's that back end that a lot of people, end users, don't always realize. There's so many steps in that supply chain, right?
And everybody's
Um,
different.
Everybody is different. Everybody brings something to the table, and that's something I've loved working here in this space for only 2 years, not having experience here, is that everybody plays so nicely in the pond. Everybody has a
Yes.
role, and
Yes.
there's it's friendly competition, right? Because there's
Exactly.
so much to be done. You mentioned that you have been involved with this basically your entire life. So, what is it about working in this space? What is it about the forest products world and the Southern pine industry that you really enjoy?
The people, everybody's just really nice and everybody does play well together. So we enjoy the relationships and the people.
Yeah, and y'all touch, like you said, you touch so much. I know that y'all are a big exhibitor at the Forest Products Expo every year, but how many shows do you do a year? You're out there. You're front and center.
We try to be. We're in the softwood, and then we also do the NWPCA, the pallet show, and then we are doing the hardwood side. There's so many associations there, the three, and then we also do the cooperage side. So we go to quite a few shows.
Y'all are busy. Y'all are out there, and most people know you by now. So, you talk about that, and now that you're CEO, we were talking before we jumped on our call about, women in leadership in this industry, and
Hmm.
especially for end users. It, and it may sound terrible, but you don't think of women getting to that point. It's not. It's still kind of a man's world, right? But what we're finding is it's not really like that. So,
Right.
what does it mean being a female leader in the forest products and Southern pine industry?
I'm not gonna lie. When I first started, there was my father was here and a lot of people just wanted to talk to him. But we know what we're doing, so people we talk to everybody and we don't have any problems.
Yeah, and we hear that a lot. I asked that question because it's still an issue in some other industries, and
But
fortunately, when we ask that question, we don't get the
we don't
negative.
see it here. No.
We don't see it, and that's wonderful because if you know your product, you grew up in this space, you kind of came in with inherited experience. So
Yes.
love to hear that. What without getting too technical into like the species characteristics and whatnot, but what do you want people to know about Southern pine? And because you do touch a broad swath of
Hmm.
of forest products, what is it about wood, right? We're always pushing Southern pine with SFPA, but we also
Yes.
push using wood, build with wood.
Right.
What do you want people to know about that?
Well, wood is used in so many different ways. It's important to all of us in so many aspects, and um, we use it at our houses and at work and everywhere. So it's we couldn't do it without it.
And y'all even support the railroad tie industry,
We
correct?
do, we do.
So, I mean, again, you just don't think of wooden railroads except for transportation. So, um, lots of application. Now you're in machinery, so there's
Yes,
always technology. There's always something
yes,
that is changing and evolving.
yes.
Given the amount of time that you've been in this space, what still surprises you about this industry? What do you see? What do you experience sometimes? You're like, man, just when I thought they couldn't do something new.
Well, lately it seems like labor is a big issue with a lot of people. So over the last couple years, we try to automate more and do what we can to have our customers be able to not have as many people in their sawmills, to make it easier on them, since labor is such a big problem.
And you talk about that. I'm gonna throw you a slight curveball question, but
Okay.
again, with me being fairly new to this industry, we hear a lot about labor. What would you tell students, young professionals, people getting ready to graduate from high school? Why is this such a great industry to work in? Like, what are the opportunities? What may they not be thinking about as to say, that's a great industry to go to?
I mean, if you like being in the forest, you could become a forester and be around the trees all day, or you can get into the educational field and find new ways to be able to use wood. Or if you're more mechanically inclined, you can go work at a sawmill. I mean, there's so many different areas that you can work in, so it's not just one type of person.
Right. And it's all different education levels, right? I mean, you could come right out
Right.
of high school and go to a sawmill, or like you were saying with the machinery, you could be an engineer
Mm-hmm.
and be designing this equipment that
Yes,
Cooper actually puts
exactly.
out. So yeah, lots of great entry points, lots of great opportunities. I know y'all are always looking, and all of our members are always looking at how to improve the industry. What can we do
Yes.
better? What can we grow upon? Where do you think that the industry as a whole, and not just machinery, where do you think that we can improve in the coming year or so?
Well, people even some of the smaller mills are starting to optimize more so you can get more yields out of the log because, we want to use as much as we can, um, of this raw material that's it's very important to us all.
Yeah, that sustainability is so huge, and optimization with AI is just, it's amazing. I feel like every week we're hearing about some new process or
Hmm.
some new technology that has come out. So, um, kind of building on that question, and I know you probably have specific plans for Cooper, but where do you see this industry in the next 10 years? What do you think it's going to look like? What are we going to be doing? How are things going to be working?
So over the last couple, I guess 5 years, a lot of our customers have put in larger pine mills. And so they have been using so much wood around here, so much. And so I think the, pine grows pretty quick, but I think the log sizes are going to get smaller. So I think some of the mills we're gonna go a little smaller, like more mid-sized mills, maybe not so many larger mills. So I think that's kind of where the industry is gonna go.
It's an interesting perspective. I have not got that one. So I appreciate that you brought that to the table for when we look back on all these interviews in 10 years and we say, okay, who was right and who was wrong? So,
You never know.
Francis, this was great. I really appreciate you taking time today. I know you're busy. So we appreciate your membership. We appreciate what y'all do for the industry.
Well,
And thanks for sitting down with us for a cut above.
we're glad to do it.
Awesome. And for everybody watching, we'll see you next time. Take care.